Sharpening knives at the DJC Collectibles studio, I'm Midwest professional wrestling legend Gage Octane. And now, here's a guy who is a sucker for a good Brazilian steakhouse, Kyle Peterson.
Everyone, Kyle here to episode number 38 of the Kyle Peterson Show. And as usual, with me is the buxom, vivacious...
You're extra caffeinated. Stepped on my game.
I guess so. The buxom, vivacious, enchanting Angie. Angie, say hello to everyone.
Hello.
Here we are with episode 38 of the Kyle Peterson Show. Back in the saddle again, like a young Aerosmith is what they say. Hopefully the mics are working this week. We've had mic issues the last couple of weeks, so hopefully people stuck around for that. I blame Angie. There you go. But Angie, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Your hair looks nice.
Oh, well.
I gave you a little.
Let's jump into it. How about that haircut? You gave me a little haircut. Angie's Hair Salon.
You've refused to let me cut your hair for all the 20 years I've known you. But now that you don't want to go to the salon because you're scared of your wound.
I'm so vain with my wound, which I guess we could jump into some of that discussion here in a second. So we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of housekeeping this week.
You know it's bad if you'll let me cut your hair.
We've got to recap a little concert we went to this week. We got to recap a trip to Santa following up from last week's episode. We got a holiday-themed try new foods. We got a story time with Kyle about Target in the news right now. And then we do have a little album of the week, tour of the week talk. And we close it up with, you guys really showed up for the Q&A this week. We got like 5 or 6 questions for the Q&A this week. On top of that...
Your notes are crazy.
You can't even read these notes. You can't even read them.
The page is full.
So Angie, let me get rid of some of this housekeeping out of the front right here. And then we're going to dive into my haircut and we'll dive into some of that. But we got to thank the sponsor of the Kyle Peterson Show. It is DJC Collectibles. Use code 8OFFDJC to save 8% off your entire order. And Angie, Patreon, check out Patreon for early access to this, of course, podcast, videocast, more like it, but also early access to everything I do on both my YouTube channels. Angie's Buffalo Wild Wing Challenge Weekly we're doing over there. My pizza reviews, glamour shots, you name it. We're in best of the year's time frame right now.
How's it going?
It's busy. It's busy. I'm actually thinking about doing a video of my basement for Patreon members only to see how big of a disaster it is right now. And like, I'm going to have a month to put it back together because I'm grabbing figures left and right for best of stuff. I'm doing all the normal reviews. My basement looks like a hoarder's paradise. It would be like a hoarder, somebody that loves to hoard things. It'd be like Scrooge McDuck jumping in and just swimming through. It's brutal. So I'm too embarrassed to throw it up on...
I broke my neck the other day.
Well, I'm too embarrassed to throw it up on traditional YouTube. So I'm thinking about doing a Patreon exclusive. Like, guys, this is the behind the scenes of what the gory side of this you don't see. And January is going to be Kyle putting everything back together. And I'm going to have some fill-in hosts on my YouTube unboxings while I cheer to do this. So Angie's going to do some unboxings. Maybe my kids. Maybe I'll get some friends. David Anderson over here.
God.
We'll figure it all out. But Patreon, the place to be. In this month's Patreon giveaway, it is the Jazzware Supreme Will Ospreay. You ever heard of Will Ospreay, Angie?
No.
Never heard of him. But he's salt of the earth. How about that? But we are giving this away over on Patreon this month. Check it out. But Angie, we're not done with giveaways. We got a special giveaway this week thanks to our friends over there at Jazzwares. Now, that was just a Jazzwares figure. But head over to Jazzwares Instagram. I'll put a link in the description down below right here for you, Angie. So you can try to get a part of that as well. But all you got to do is sign up with your email, and they are doing a giveaway. And you know what? I got all the rules right here, and we're going to do a giveaway around this giveaway. Stick with me. But to enter the Jazzwares AEW wrestling figure giveaway, there is a link in their Instagram, or there will be a link in the description down below of this video here. And here's the rules here. One prize winner each will receive one AEW bundle, easy for me to say, Angie, valued at $385, consisting of Bryan Danielson, House of Black pack, the Death Triangle pack, the AEW Golf Cart pack, Mark Briscoe, Jay Briscoe, Ring of Honor FTR 2 pack, Somebody will win all those. All you got to do is sign up over on Jazzwares, and I'll put it on my social media as well. So a great opportunity to win some figures. And another great opportunity right here, thanks to our friends at Jazzwares, as they did send me a few of these things in there. And you know what? You guys know I already have these in my collection. So for the Christmas
Stop
spirit...
looking at my boobs.
I can't help it. I'm very easily distracted. They're just right there. Just right there. Oh my gosh.
Pay attention.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm trying. I'm going to have you take over. But I am going to give this away, Angie, this week. And if you want to enter to get this Jazzwares Golf Cart 3-pack, all you got to do is send an email to thekylepetersonshow@gmail.com or leave a comment in this video with your question of the week. And I will pick a winner, and we will answer all those questions in a video, but we'll also pick a winner for this, and I will send it free of charge to somebody. They sent me a few other things, too, so maybe in my other YouTube videos, I'll do some other giveaways, as I already have all this stuff. I've already unboxed all this stuff, but I want to pass it on and send these out to some people. So if you want to try to win this golf cart, all you got to do is leave a question in the comments of this very video, or send a question to thekylepetersonshow@gmail.com, and you might be able to win this pack, and we will announce the winner maybe next week. Maybe next week.
Is that a reenactment of something that actually happened?
Yeah,
They ran
it
them all
is.
right.
Reenacted right there. One of the, I did do the top 5 box sets of 2025, and that was on the list. So cheap plug for some best of countdown videos on the channel there.
I'm not going to lie, I don't know who that guy is getting hit. I
Sammy,
can see that's a Hardy in there. Who's the other one?
Kenny Omega. You've never heard of him either. Sammy Guevara. You never heard of him either. But Angie,
why isn't he with his brother anymore? What happened?
Oh, he is.
Okay.
Just not at that time. Just not at that time.
He just wouldn't commit a murder in that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Attempted murder. Attempted murder. But fun of Jazzwares. Thanks to Jazzwares for sending this along, and we will give this one away. And then, of course, Patreon. Support the channel. Support Angie and her habits. She needs some new bras, apparently. Who knows?
His shirt's really tight.
It looks good. It looks good. But Angie got some housekeeping done, out of the way now. We do have Christmas coming around the corner here. Some holiday videos the next couple of weeks. Angie, next week we're going to give each other some gifts on the channel.
Oh,
we're going to surprise each other on the podcast.
Well, the only thing I bought you was expensive. I went over the limit.
Well, it'll be something small. You can find something.
Okay.
You can find something somewhere. We'll figure it out. We got a week.
Lord.
We got a week, or something like that. Expensive. I like that. I have expensive tastes, as we know. But we will do that soon. But Angie, I guess let's get into it. We already started talking about the haircut. Angie's Salon. We played Salon this week, and I went there because, yes, I don't want to go get my hair cut because I know I'm going to sit there and the lady's going to cut my hair and she goes, oh, what happened to the side of your face? And then it's going to be the whole rigmarole. And I don't like talking to people like in these things. I don't want to have the chit chat. Just cut my hair and get me out of here. I don't want to talk unless she's really hot and she's got a lot of good conversation stuff, Angie. Outside of that,
imagine rubbing the boobs against you when she's cutting the hair?
That'd be perfect. But what always happens to me is I always get some very flamboyant guy. That's what always happens. And he always wants to, just be talking about, oh, your hair is so beautiful and all this. And I'm just like, come on.
I love the old ladies. Fun fact, I cut everybody's hair in this house.
Just recently?
Yes.
Just recently?
Well, I always cut the girls' hair, and I cut my own hair. I made a mistake. What was that? It's like a few months ago. I went and got a haircut with you, and they talked me into cutting these bangs, and it's just been...
That's where, and I've told you...
my nightmare.
Angie is the definition of a bull in a china shop in these things.
Okay.
It's getting there.
So I can tuck them behind my ear now, so it's not driving me as nuts.
You are the definition of a bull in a china shop, where if you're cutting your hair, especially if you're a female, I'm giving you a pro tip from a guy out here. A lot of husbands going to think the same thing. Why don't you say, hey, I want to get a haircut? That's step one. Step 2 is I'm going to wait a week, best wait 2 weeks. See after that 2 weeks if you still want to get that haircut that you're thinking about.
No. Really
think it over. Instead, Angie would be like, Kyle's getting a haircut. I'm just getting an inch trimmed up off of here and shaving the sideburns up a little bit. You know what? I'll get a haircut too, and give me bangs. And it's like an executive decision where you don't think it through. It sounds good at the time, but it obviously the follow through, then you're sitting with disappointment for a long time. So, ladies, that's my pro tip for you. That's
right. Well, just think how healthy those strands are going to be now.
So healthy.
They really needed it.
So healthy. Oh.
That hair's been on my head for 20 years.
You're very healthy. I've noticed. like a thoroughbred is what you're. A thoroughbred, very healthy.
If I would have got that cancer, it would have already been healed by now.
Yeah,
that hole would have been.
I'm absolutely, and I don't want to show it too much. That's all the people are going to get.
It will not heal. It keeps breaking.
I had to go. Last week we talked about we went back to the doctor. Then this week, what do we have to do? We had to go back to the doctor again. And I fully feel like they just don't want to admit any kind of fault of anything, because what they did is they got like the plastic surgery going on. They basically ripped my face open, and then they pulled it, stretched it, put the 18 stitches in there, and then the internal stitches and all that stuff. But here's what happens. That's why my face, I couldn't feel anything over here. It's so tight. Gradually, it's going to spread back out, and it's ripped my hole. The whole incision. What?
I think it's because you talk too much.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It could be. I have to talk all day long at work. All day long at work. I just actually got out of a meeting
but
just recently. But
they did have to take a big hole, so it's like it makes sense they had to...
Yeah, I get it. So I think they should have probably did the other thing they were talking about doing was taking like skin from my butt of all things. And I said,
is that what they said?
Yeah. I said, could you take it from my wife's? But you said no. But that's what they said.
Skin tone.
They said they were going to take it from like my butt or something, and they would like put it in there or whatever. So long story short, it's like I have a huge gaping hole. I look like somebody shot me in the face is what it looks like, a bullet wound. I mean, so now it's all open, and then like clockwork, 3 nights in a row, 10 p.m., I'm sitting there on the couch, and all of a sudden, you know, like if you get like rained on or something, you feel a little drip coming down your forehead or whatever. All of a sudden, I feel a little dripping going on, and like I'm just full on bleeding out. It's all in my beard. I stick in there. It's all sticky and gunky. It's absolutely disgusting. And then the other night, I woke Angie up at night. It was like, for Angie, it was like 2 in the morning, but it was really like 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Or 10:30. And I'm like, we got to do something here. I got blood everywhere. And so we went back in there. And then this time, I talked about last time how the doctor wouldn't take 2 steps to look at me. This time she came in and she's like, oh yeah, it looks fine. But I'm going to give you antibiotics again and all this. Like, it's just ridiculous. It is the biggest fiasco ever. I don't know what's going to happen here. I am fully expecting to just have a huge hole in my face going forward. No hair out of there anymore. Luckily, my hair is long. I can kind of cover this up a little bit. Yeah. But one of these, luckily, I don't think I'm going to ever go bald, I don't think.
No.
So that is good for me. Yes. So I am cursed with this long hair until the day I die at this point now, or I retire, I guess. Because
it's just going to go white.
It's just fiasco, and I'm just very upset about it. I'm very upset about it. I don't like it.
You're so vain. You're so much more vain than I thought you were.
I'm very vain, but more so, I'm just dumping my heart out to the people right here is what I'm doing. I'm dumping my heart out because it's a sign of getting older, and it's a sign of weakness is what that is. It's weakness is what that is. Your body isn't that spry fighter it always is, that you can bounce back. You know, you get knocked down, you get right back up. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck with this, and then, you know, I'm going to go back in February. They're going to say, oh my gosh, now your cancer's spread. And who knows what's going to happen from there. It's just fiasco is what this is. It's a fiasco.
And why couldn't it have happened to me?
I know. I wish every day I pray at night. I say, why can't you give this pain to Angie? Give it all to her.
I have a better attitude. I heal better.
And you have a much
more positive.
You have a less complex.
Stress.
You have a less stressful, less complex life than I do. That's the thing that you have, and I am very envious of it. Very envious of it. And I'm usually very positive. I'm usually a very positive person, but it could be worse, as I said before. It's not like I have brain cancer or something like that, or God forbid, breast cancer over here. Oh, nobody wants that either.
Well, then they're just fake anyways.
Oh man, watch out for that. But so there was that, Angie. That's some house. Have we said enough about this pretty face? Have we said enough?
I'm just scared you're gonna get sick now because like your immune system is shot.
It's a fiasco.
Apparently, when you take antibiotics too long, it just like zaps your immunity.
You know, there is a few ladies that did send me nice Instagram messages that said that I was still cute to them.
Well, you look exactly the same.
Oh well, thank you.
You literally look different.
Thank you.
I don't know. You might be right about the hair. I don't know if hair's coming in there.
I think everybody's a liar, and I think everybody just tells you what you want to hear at the end of the day.
I have to transplant.
Oh, it doesn't look that bad.
It doesn't.
I don't know what's going to happen. I think I'm just not long for this world.
Oh,
I just got to get my affairs in order. That's what it is. That's what it is. But Angie, we got some more stuff. We talked about the gifts. We got Q&A big time at the end of this one here. Xmas, Christmas is very soon. But Angie, last week we talked about it. We were preparing to go to Emma's Christmas concert. The last ever Christmas concert we're ever going to have for our kids because they don't like anything musical. They don't like sports. So this was it. This was the final time, except maybe when they graduate and they have to walk across the stage. This is the last thing we're ever going to go to for school. I sat there actually boo-hoo crying. I went another level. I was boo-hooing all over the place. That's what it was.
It's the cancer.
It's the cancer. It's getting me. It's very sensitive. No, but we got a nice spot on the end. I'm really turning into my dad is what I am. And pretty soon I'm going to refuse to do any kind of appearances he does as well. But I had to sit on the end, and we sat on the end, and my other daughter, Elle, your daughter too, if I'm not mistaken, last I checked. She and her friends wanted to sit in the bleachers, and I said, this cancer? I can't be sitting in those old man bleachers. I got to sit right up here in these nice chairs. So fortunately, didn't get to sit with those kids and pick on them the whole time.
Support.
Yeah, and normally I'd be there just joking with those kids and playing, so I had to just joke with you to an annoying level, and I was taking some funny pictures, and Emma was making funny faces, and all in all, it was probably, out of the 5 concerts, probably the worst one I've seen. Really, it was pretty rough. It was a pretty bad stuff. You know, I could tell the choir director, the music teacher, he didn't have these kids where he wanted them to be. And no point did it say that more than the second to last song, where he immediately cut the middle of the song and yelled at like 3 kids right in the middle of it. I was like, oh boy, watch this. And I'm just thinking the whole time, I can't imagine.
We talked about this earlier.
We talked. And I asked Emma what was going on. Oh yeah, those kids kept messing around and stuff like that. And why you do that in center in front of everybody, I have no idea.
And why wouldn't you move those kids? I would,
yes.
if you had crazy kids, put them on the side.
Yeah, it was like 3 boys, which, you know, we all been there. But I knew better not there. And I can't imagine to do that in front of a bunch of parents and grandparents and stuff. Like my dad would have been like, you embarrassed me. I'm going to kill you. No, he wouldn't have done that. But my dad probably would have laughed about it because I don't think he took that stuff too seriously. Kind of like me. But it was weird because I think we talked about this, but like there was 5 songs.
Yeah.
Let's say there's 5. 4 of the 5 songs were in foreign languages.
Turkish.
Yeah,
Turkish. I don't even know what.
There was like a Zimbabwe song, and I'm just looking here. There's nobody from Turkey here. There's nobody from Zimbabwe here. And then there was like the Crawdad Creek song, and
not Emma thinking she's like trilingual after she left there.
It was like, I was like, you know, could we throw in at least one Christmas standard? I get it.
It was weird. I thought it would be a Christmas concert.
Yeah, I get it. They don't want to, like, you know, offend anybody. We're not going to do a Jewish song. We're not going to do a Christian. Like, just, like, can we hear, like, Jolly Saint, or not Saint Nick, I guess, Frosty the Snowman. That doesn't offend anybody. Let's do that one. But Tama 2, like, I'm just like, what is this?
I was just happy Emma was, like, excited to go. Like, I feel like the last one, she was like, oh, I don't want to go. It's so lame. Like, she was actually, like, got up, got ready, got excited to go.
Now, when I used to do those as a kid, you probably sang your heart out. You belted it right from the breast, I'm sure. I'm sure is what you did. But I sat there and I just go...
Thank God. Nobody wants to hear that anyway.
I didn't sing. I just moved my mouth in a comical fashion, and my dad would always say, why do I come to this? You just mime the whole thing. You don't even sing.
Kyle loves to sing and clap like off tune, off key.
I do.
Off key. And it's so annoying.
And
he'll be like clapping, and it's not on the beat.
I also love, after every single song, to do that crazy loud clap where I get everybody, and then like I want to be the first person to clap, but I also want to be the last person to clap. So everybody's like, whoa. But Angie stole a lot of thunder. What did you do in the middle of it?
Well, when it ended, I whistled.
Yes, give them a whistle right now. Give everybody. Oh my God, I hate it. She gets
Except I did a woo woo. And, or whatever. I did a double.
And your whistle, your timbre on your whistle has come down a little bit. But you used to have the loudest whistle like 20 years ago. Like you could hear it miles away. You would have been the perfect mom or grandma out in the country, out in the fields where, you know, dad's milking the cows and the little kids are doing the chicken. And you'd give the big old whistle, and they'd hear that thing for 10 country miles is what they would hear that to.
Oh my God, I'm loud in this episode.
You are loud, but it was a wild time. Hey. It was a wild time. Yes. You're very loud. Very loud. That's for sure.
When you do it right.
Yeah. You do it right. Yeah, but that was about it. There wasn't a lot of shenanigans with it. It went by quick too. It was like,
only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was like, this is it. I paid all this. Yeah. You know, I should have got more.
It's like every time you finish, I'm like, we're done already.
Oh, stop it! But yeah, the guy, like the teacher, though, you could just tell, like
he was so frustrated.
He did, and I think that was the one Elle had as a teacher too.
Yeah, he's been around forever.
He's been around, and usually he gives like a whole like 5-minute speech, like this has been a fun year. We've learned as a group. He's like, these are these kids. We're singing these 5 songs. They're in foreign languages. It's been a trying year. That's about how it went.
Yeah.
So they must have had some bad kids. And, Emma, she gets a little chatty Cathy from time to time. But I think as far as good kids go, the teacher said she was pretty good. Mm-hmm. I don't know if she's got the voice of an angel like you or myself, of course. But it was quite a thing. And I'm sure a lot of parents go to Christmas concerts this time of year. Hopefully yours were better than ours. How about that? But that's it for the housekeeping. We got giveaways, Q&As, all kinds of stuff going on. 20 minutes here, Angie, in the Q&A. We got a lot going on.
In the intro.
Or in the intro. Same thing. But Angie, now we got to get really down to some meat and potatoes or maybe some hot chocolate and stuffing. I don't know what we would call it. But we got a deeper dive, our Santa trip 2025. All right, Angie, it's time to go a little bit deeper. How deep can you go? Well, we're going to find out here today for a deeper dive, and it correlates to last week's episode where we talked about Santa and we said we were going to visit Santa. Well, the time has come. Yesterday, as we're filming this, we went and saw the one and only Santa Claus, Angie. It was quite the time is what it was. That's for sure. And Santa was really enjoying you too.
Actually, we wore what we're wearing right now.
I know, it's funny how that goes. Mm-hmm. But we wore this in our picture, so you're going to see it. So it's kind of, let's just pretend it happened today is what it is. But, but Santa was enjoying you a whole lot. He was enjoying me even more.
He was ho-hoing me.
Yeah, he was. That's what he thought was coming. But we did go visit Santa, and the night started off, Angie, with the kids pretty much not wanting to go. Was that what it was?
They were mid.
They were mid, especially Emma. She was not into being Santa, and she was tired. I'm not sure why she was so tired. All of a sudden.
Because she's always on her iPad too late at night.
Well, she should have been in bed at 9. It was a weeknight. Did she sneak out or what?
She'd always be sneaking.
She'd be sneaking.
She's sneaky.
She's like you. Very sneaky.
And I'm like the worst mom, because at 9, I'm done. Like, I'm asleep.
You gotta take
shenanigans
those iPads.
are happening. I don't know about it. Not my
Terrible.
problem.
Well,
my problem.
Well, it was mine, I guess. But yes, we did go. So we went to Bass Pro Shops we talked about last week because our malls, they just don't have the Santa experience. Bass Pro, if you guys have one by you, they got quite the experience right there. It's quite the whole song and dance. So we went to Bass Pro Shops. It was about a 15, 20-minute drive. And, of course, Emma fell asleep on the drive. So that's disaster. First things first, her hair is all
her
crazy.
Hair is so thick and crazy.
She's got the thickest hair I've ever seen in my life. I don't know how she has that thick of hair. Like, it's like a mop. She could, like, mop people with that. But, of course, she fell asleep. And I'm, like, trying to wake her up. And you're like, let's let her sleep or whatever. And it's disaster because you can imagine a kid that wants to sleep or whatever and trying to get her up. And she's 10 years old, going on 27, I think is what she is. So we woke her up, tried to get her in, took her into the bathroom. You kind of cleaned her hair up and stuff. And we got there at an amazing time. Just a little bit after 5 o'clock. There was no line going on. There was nothing. We got right in to see Santa. We didn't have to wait at all, which I was pretty pumped about. Mm-hmm. I was a little bit mad because I like to get myself together. It was like, walk straight in there. I was like, whoa, wait, I want to assess the situation. Where do we go?
He was going on a break, wasn't he?
Well, I'm going to get to this break from Santa here. We're going to get to that. That's a big part of the story.
Yeah, just go smoke a cig.
So anyways, long story short, we go right up there to see Santa. And we talked about it on the way over, like where we were going to be. We were going to assume the position. We always talk our positions out ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Here's what we're going to do. Here's the way we're going to do it. All that kind of stuff, right?
Oh, yeah, I went to the wrong spot.
She went to the wrong... And, occasionally I hit the wrong spot, too. But you always seem to just say, yeah, just keep it in there. It's fine. It's fine. But you went to the wrong spot. So I was immediately thrown off. And then the lady... I was totally thrown off by the lady that was taking the picture because did you remember this? You know what she grabbed? A squeak toy. She's got the camera and she's sitting there.
She didn't do that at first, did she? She did it because Emma wouldn't. Okay.
She did it from the get-go. She's just holding it, showing it up, and I'm looking at her like, wait a minute, this 10 and 14, 87 and 23, like, we don't need squeak toys here, and there's no dogs here either. But I'm just looking at her like, what the heck? And so she's doing that. But then our kids are the worst at smiling. It drives me absolutely crazy. One thing I learned very early as a little kid, I hated getting pictures taken. Every kid does. They don't want to go through that whole rigmarole. I get it. I hate it too. But guess what? I can turn on that pretty smile for just 2 seconds. 2 seconds, I'll give you... Hey, I'll give you that for 2 seconds. Turn that frown upside down. It's all about getting in, getting out. I'm the master of the in and out job, and I'm going to get in and get out, and I'm going to smile. And These two kids of ours, they just refuse to smile. They don't like to show their teeth for some reason. They just want
to do these.
It's just like they're too cool for school. And Emma's just like, she's just like, I'm just going to slouch down.
God. She just so mad.
And she was all mad. And then like, these ladies are talking to him, and then
she really started squeaking the toy.
Yeah, and then the ladies are like, you smile. I'm like, I am smiling. She's like, no, the one in front. And I'm like, Emma, just smile. And she's just like getting madder and madder. So then the more the lady talks to her, the more, like, Emma's the kind of kid where at first, like, you tell her something to do, she's going to revolt and she's going to like push back against you.
It's the ADHD in her.
And then she's going to come back and she's going to apologize. I'm sorry the way I acted. And she did that last night. I'm sorry I didn't listen.
I regret it.
I'm just like, don't put, and I always tell her, I say, Emma, here's the thing. Don't put yourself in a position to have to say, I'm sorry. Don't put yourself in that position. And then I give her the old paintbrush and the 1-2. Maybe not, but she's sitting there and then like going back to the lady. And it's like, lady, just give it up. She's 10 years old. If she's not going to do it, you don't have to sit here. And then that's when the squeaking started. I'm just like, oh, this is beyond embarrassing. Luckily,
she got out of there and she's like, I was never going to smile for her after that.
Well, luckily there was no line and there wasn't like an embarrassment of other families sitting here wanting to go from us. And then
we took 8 pictures.
And Angie was smart enough to say, hey, can I look at them and make sure they're good first? And you picked apparently the best one. And you're all going to see this picture in this video. You're going to see it as much as we don't want anybody to see it.
It's not that bad.
It's brutal.
It's not brutal.
And so Elle, gave a bit of a smile. Emma didn't give anything. Emma's just like slouched and all mad, and like thugging and bugging. She just did not want to play a part of that. And then Santa reached over to him. And I should mention Santa in the picture. Like, I'm so worried about them and trying to get everybody there. I'm on the end. And let's be honest, I had the best smile of the bunch in the picture. Mm-hmm. I'm professional. I don't mess around. And you guys...
I usually just have a good smile, but I'm a blinker. That flash will get me. I'm up. Beep,
once again, beep, smile for 2 seconds. Keep your eyes open for 2 seconds. Angie's always getting caught mid-blink all the time.
Well, it's so bright. No, I blink because of the flash.
But... I had the best smile of the bunch right there. But then Santa, of course, he's doing his Santa things. And, these are good Santas for the most part. And unfortunately, it wasn't my Marvel Legends HasLab Santa. It was a different one. But he looked the part. He was a real beard, that whole thing. Yeah. I'm trying to make small talk with Santa. 'Cause Santa and I go way back. We're good friends and stuff.
The kids weren't going to talk to him.
The kids don't talk to Santa. And it's the most embarrassing thing ever as a parent. Santa reached over, so little girls, what are you hoping for Christmas? And Elle thankfully just said really quick, a sewing machine, and moved on from there. So a sewing machine, oh, okay, child labor laws, all that kind of stuff. So she moved on. And then, Emma, what do you want? Nothing. I don't know. Nothing. I'm like, once again, I want a doll, and I'm moving on. I want a Nintendo, I'm moving on. Just say something. Get him out of your hair. Just complete the purchase. Complete the purchase with Santa. And then Santa's just like grilling. Well, you gotta like something. And it's just like, oh, and I'm just in the middle of it. I want to be like, she wants a Barbie doll. I just wanted to say something like that, just in the middle, to get this conversation, because it's awkward and Santa's pushing them. And I said, Santa, a lot of naughty kids this year. And he's like, well, here's 2. I'm like, yeah, I know. And Santa's there, but then Santa in the picture, I kind of forgot. I was so worked up trying to get everybody to smile and hoping everything worked out. I forgot about Santa, and Santa looks awkward in this picture too. I feel like we should be hugging around Santa. Instead, he's off in a chair by himself.
They really got it disconnected.
It feels like two separate photos.
Times.
It does. It feels like there's a glass in between. And then Santa threw up the heart thing. You do it better than I do. I hate that. That is probably one of my least favorite things in the world right now, is when people do that. Or people say, hey, finish me off or whatever. And that's how you do.
Oh my God, the kids go like this to do it. It looks so ugly.
And people are always like, oh, that. Like, they put it up.
Try
close it, and I don't know, but it drives me crazy. But Santa threw that up in the picture.
He's like,
yeah, it was so dumb. I was like, I wanted to slap that hat off Santa there. But so, anyways, we got the pictures, and then Angie assumes the position, as she does every night, of course. But she assumes the position over there, because at the end of the day, I don't care. This is more of Angie's got the eye for this. Let her pick the photo, whatever it all is. And during that, Angie's dealing with the ladies and the photos. I'm talking to the kids, and Emma's like just all John with me. And I'm like, I grab her by the shirt and I give her the paintbrush in front of her. No, I didn't do that, but I'm doing that. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get a picture with Santa. So I'm like, hey, I want to get a picture with just me and Santa. Santa and I go way back. I want to get a picture. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to get Elle, and she doesn't want to do it. And I wasn't going to ask Emma. And then Angie's doing the talking there. So I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get this picture with my cell phone with Santa? And then I see Santa stepping up. And then Santa grabbed, did you see this? He had one of those, like, is it a tumbler? Is that what it's called? Like one of those big things with the straw. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
A thermos? That's what I got. I don't know. But anyways, you have 50 of them. You should know what they're called.
I don't know the specific
I hate
name
it.
from their water bottle.
I hate those things too.
Is it a Stanley?
Yes, a Stanley. Jeez, you got like 10 of them. You should know what I'm talking about. But I hate them.
Well, I didn't see it, so I'm going on.
I don't like those things, and I don't have one. I never drink out of them. I think it's ridiculous. You carry around this big jug with this big old straw. I think you look ridiculous, and that goes for you too, Angie. You're carrying, like, you have one in every
so
car.
Much water. Oh my god.
Drink all the water you want, but do it.
Gotta have a biggie.
It looks ridiculous. These people, like, where are you going with that much water? Why don't you just carry around a gallon of water, a jug?
How did we survive as kids? We had no water.
We weren't allowed. I say that's a story for summertime. I can tell you about my school. We didn't even have air conditioning.
Our water was so bad. It was always warm.
But I hate it. These people carrying around these Stanleys, I think you look ridiculous. I'm telling you right now. And that goes for Angie too, unfortunately. But Santa stands up, and this is a big Santa. He was like 6'3", I think. I don't know if he had a lift in his boots or what was going on. But this was a big... I don't know, but it was a big Santa, and he grabs this big, like, white Stanley, and it just looked ridiculous. And I lost a lot of respect for him when I saw that right there. But he's walking on, and they put the sign up, Santa will be back. He's going on his break. And I'm like, what the heck? And I talked to the other lady. I'm like, oh, Santa's going on a break already? I said, I guess I got in here just in time. Oh, yeah, Santa has long days this time of year. And I'm like, yeah, he does. And
you said, like, 5 is, like, his last shift when it starts.
So I don't know what's going on, but he's got long shifts. I said, well, what's Santa doing on his break? Well, he's got to feed the reindeer. Those shifts in this, I'm just looking at this lady with so much contempt. Like, you're telling me that he's going to go feed his reindeer? Oh, where are the reindeer? Oh, they're in the back. Well, can I see these reindeer? Oh no, Santa only is the one. And I was like, well, Santa's got to feed the reindeer. Is that what they call a smoke break, a food break? And she just looked at me with absolute disgust, like, no, he's got to feed his reindeer. I'm like, well, how long does he feed his reindeer for? Well, 15 to 20 minutes. And I'm like, oh, well, Santa has long days. You know, he gets here at 10. He's here till 8 o'clock. And I'm like, ooh, Santa, I'm sorry. You had to work a normal man's work day like me. Oh, my gosh. And Santa, you only work like 6 weeks a year. So I'm sure this Santa has another job. Maybe. I don't know, looking like that. What other job are you going to do? There's a guy that does Santa, though, at our Walmart. He's like 6'8", though, and he wears it year-round. But anyways, but like, she's just like, oh, Santa has this long day. Yeah, 10 to 8. And how busy is it on a Wednesday at Bass Pro Shop during the day? Like, who's visiting with Santa from 10 to 4:30 or whatever? Like, kids are in school. You might get some little infant or something here and there, but it can't be that busy. And all you're doing is sitting there and asking the same questions over and over. I'm going to be the best Santa when I'm older, let me tell you. But Santa, but I was just like full of contempt for this lady because she's talking to me like I'm like a 3-year-old kid asking where's Santa going. Like, you don't have to give up the whole jig, but you don't have to say, well, he's got to feed those reindeer with those carrots. And I'm just like, yeah, you got to be kidding me. But it was so weird. But yeah, Santa was going off. But it was weird that he took that break because there was people starting to line up right then. It was like 5 o'clock right after work. That's the time to go. So we were very fortunate, even though it didn't go the way we wanted it to. Very fortunate we got right in there. And then we walked around a little bit in there. And Elle had to buy a blanket. Explain why we're buying blankets all the time.
She just always picks out a blanket there. It's just a little tradition. She just loves a little blanket.
I don't understand how many blankets we have to have. We have literally, is it almost 1,000 blankets in this house? Like,
no, but we probably have 30.
Like, use one of the ones we already have instead of spending $20 on another blanket. But whatever. And do we get anything else there? No. And you know the other thing that drove me crazy at Bass Pro Shop? They must be very pro animals in the store. There was like 5 dogs just running around there. And I'm seeing that more and more, and it's grinding my gears more than ever before. I had a meeting last week, and I stopped in between meeting and dinner. There was a TJ Maxx. I said, I'm just going to run in this TJ Maxx. Hot garbage. Don't even, you can check out the video on my YouTube channel. But I'm just there, and all of a sudden I look over, there's a Chihuahua running by me, like right by my feet, and he's got a full sweater on. I'm like, what the heck is this? Like, people are just taking their dogs everywhere at this point. And the stores are scared to say, is this a service animal? What is this? Like, people don't care. Like, what if these dogs bite you or whatever? But Bass Pro's just swimming in the air. I was like, why is Lemmy and Ace and Domino not here? We should have brought them along. They could just run wild here. I don't know. I'm getting cranky in my old age. I don't like Santa and his Stanley. I don't like these dogs running wild everywhere. I didn't like my Santa pictures experience. It was just a rough go. It was a rough go. So maybe next year, you and me just go get our picture taken. Okay. It would look something like this. We can crop it and just have us. We'll keep those kids out of it. Keep those kids out of it. I don't know, but is this the last year we go see Santa?
After the kids graduate, are we going to still go?
Yeah.
We should still go.
Yeah. I think we should.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. But are we going to go see Santa next year? We've done it every single year of their life.
Yes,
We've got
I'm
a
doing it
Santa
till they
family.
graduate.
See, and they absolutely hate it. Like,
care.
it's going to get worse and worse every
care.
single year. Luckily, they don't have to sit on his lap, but I don't know. It wasn't going as hot. And this is a very difficult year for seeing Santa, as we've just talked about for like 15 minutes. All right, is that enough Santa talk? It's enough for you too? All right, Angie, it's time for your favorite segment. I hear you got something extra special for us this week. It's time to try new foods, because they might taste good.
You can try a little bit of this and a little bit of that. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. We gotta try new food, because they might taste good.
All right, Angie, it's time to try new foods because they might taste good. And I don't know about you guys, I'd go for a glass of milk right about now. I don't know. What about you, Angie?
You might drink
Oh, I'm going to throw that out the window is what I'm going to do. But Angie, no milk this week for the try new foods. What do you got for us? Something
What
weird.
do I have? Holiday Yums of the World. It's different candies from basically different European.
All right. European.
Countries. European.
Water sports is what's known in some
World
circles.
debut.
So Angie, to try it, there was some new food news this week as well. It sounds like, Angie, you hear about this. Mondelez, who makes Oreos, in January,
yeah.
sugar-free Oreos coming.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't know if it was fake or not.
And double stuff and regular. We're going to see how that ends up going there. Oh my gosh, these are hard. Angie, you
Got
like
biggies.
hard? You like it
God.
hard or soft?
We don't even know what's what. I don't even know how to know
Oh
what's
my
what.
gosh. Well, we're going to separate them here. I'm going to try to do that fast. You read what's this Truffies? That's the first one we're going to do.
God, it doesn't even say.
It's on the back, isn't it? Oh, this is riveting.
Truffies.
All right,
Truffles.
Truffies. Plain depickies. Gingerbread is what it says, Angie. We're going to dive into it. We're going to go rapid fire here. Some of these you might only be able to take a bite because they're so...
We'll figure out what these are.
ugh.
Let me see it. Okay, so this is the cocoa gingerbread truffle. This is from France.
Truffles are usually okay, as some have had. I don't
French
mind it.
truffle with a gingerbread twist.
How many calories?
110.
Oh, that's a lot.
Oh, for 3 pieces.
All right.
For all 3.
Let's do it. Just like a truffle, that's pretty good.
It was a little rough at first because it was like the cocoa is a dark chocolate.
It's got nice cream inside, nice cream popping in the back of your mouth. You like that.
You get the gingerbread. You getting it?
Tastes more chocolatey to me than gingerbread.
It's rich. It's really rich.
Yeah, I like that one. That's fine. That's fine. What are we giving it out of 5? This one next.
I think that might be the mulled wine.
Oh, great. Well, out of 5, I'm going to give that truffle, I don't know.
It was good.
I would never buy this or anything like that, but I guess out of weird candies, like things like this, I'd give it a 2.5 out of 5. Same thing.
No, I'm trying to see it. No, this is the mulled wine. So this
Okay.
is... I think this might be the... No.
This is Kabonbon.
It's hard to tell what this stuff is.
Winter edition Kabonbon.
I'm guessing it's the marzipan caramel because it's a buttery
Yeah.
Hamburg-inspired caramel with a hint of almond. Got a weird taste at first.
It was a lot softer to bite into than I thought. It don't really taste like anything.
It's not good me.
I'm going to give it a
It like...
1 out of 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just tastes
It's
like
not bad, but it's got a weird texture. It's kind of like crumbly. It's not chewy.
it's a crumbly caramel kind of. It's all right. I don't know. I would never
I
buy
don't know
it.
if the caramel and the almond go together.
I don't think I'd ever buy any of these in all honesty. What do we got
All right.
next? This one? Or no, yeah, let's go this one. It's softer.
Oh, I
You
already
got
got one
one
open. So
What is
this
this?
is mulled wine chew.
Glog Cola.
Warmly spiced Swedish chewy candy.
Well,
Swedish candy is like all the rage. It's
look at this. This thing's like all melted inside of here.
she wet.
Nice and...
Oh God, I already did that. I'll stop chewing.
Okay.
Oh God, we're gonna be smacking.
This tastes like a melted Starburst. Warmly spiced Swedish chewy candy. I do taste a little spice.
Yeah. It doesn't taste like wine.
I don't know what wine tastes like. I don't know if I've ever tried wine. And I am part Swedish, so I should revel
God.
in this. This is a 2 out of
You
5
could be
too.
chewing that till the day you die.
None of this is very good.
Okay, I know this one might be good. So this one is Christmas pudding fudge.
Oh, boy.
English fudge inspired by Christmas pudding.
So we're basically a 2 out of 5 on all these. What'd you give that last one?
Oh, my God. That one's bad. That was the worst one, probably. Oh,
You love
last
Swedish
two I
things
just
in
gave
your
a
mouth.
1.
You've always loved Swedish
So
things
far,
in
the
your mouth.
cocoa truffle was the best.
She's talking right over my jokes. Well, this is way softer, too.
Okay.
This is my least favorite one.
Really? Those are two kind of made me want to gag.
You don't gag. Yeah, this is the worst. What is this? Christmas pudding fudge.
English fudge inspired by Christmas pudding.
Nope. That's my least favorite by far.
Really? Mm-hmm. I'm going to put this one at number 2.
All in all, I don't recommend this.
That's funny.
Where'd you buy this at?
World Market.
World Market. Candies of the world for the holidays.
So what we get? A little French, a little Polish, a little Swedish, a little English.
I didn't really like any of these, to be honest. I would never in a million years get these ever
But the
again.
truffle was the best.
I wonder if anybody out there eats these on a regular basis. If so, chime on into the comments down below. Not very good. I'm over this segment. I'm going to go rinse my mouth out with soap, I think, is what I'm going to do. Nothing good here.
God.
Nothing respectable, nothing good. I guess I'm glad I tried it, of course. Next week, we got an all-timer and something Angie and I have never tried.
I really need a drink.
Get that out of here. I'm sick of these. I'm going to ban these from the house. When you're on your vacation here in a couple of weeks, I'm throwing all those away. So you better bring them
I'll
with
bring
you.
one with you.
Well, there you go. Ugh. Disgusting. This is...
Get a bad aftertaste.
Yeah, not good. But next week, we got something special. We'll save it for next week, but it's something everybody's heard of, but Angie and I have never tried, and we're going to give it a try next week. We'll see how it goes. But Angie, now it's time for an interesting one, a timely one. It's time for Story Time with Kyle. All right, Angie, it's time for Story Time with Kyle, and this could also almost be a Tales from Retail. It could be a twofer in some things. And Angie, this is your segment this week. You're the one that put this one together, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, okay.
Angie doesn't even know what I'm going to talk about, do you, Angie? But you're going to chime in, and I hope you've heard about this. If not, I guess we'll find out real soon as well. But Angie, we're going to talk about Target's, you know Target, of course, Target's new 10-4 policy. You've heard of this?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm going to read it here. I just pulled it up. I Googled it real quick, so I'll get everybody in the know here. Target's 10-4 policy is a customer service initiative that requires employees to have specific interaction with customers at certain distances. Within 10 feet, they must smile, make eye contact, and wave, while within 4 feet, they must verbally greet the customer and offer assistance. While designed to improve the customer experience, especially before the busy holiday season, the policy has drawn mixed reactions from both employees and customers, with some questioning its effectiveness and impact on employee well-being. Now, employee well-being is a crock of you-know-what. Come on. You work. Your well-being, you don't even want to be there, most people. You got to do it. It's part of your job. Once again, you put on that happy face like my kids should do when they visit Santa. But you got to smile. That's what you got to do. You're in a customer-facing role, especially at a Target, a Walmart, something like that. You should be friendly. Those are the customers. And it's not like, you know, they're asking you to do something absolutely crazy. So I already have problems with that. But it reminds me of when I saw this, I said, this is the way it should be. And maybe I'm an old man screaming at the clouds. I don't know. But when I grew up at a very famous grocery store, going there from the time I was 5 years old till this very day, I started working there when I was 14 till I was like 25. And that was one of the things they did all the time, was a helpful smile in every aisle. We were told by all of our managers, you smile and greet every single customer you see. You smile, you say hello. Can I help you find something? How's your day? How's it going? That was what you did every single day. I did that without question. If they saw you not doing that, you were up to no good. You were in big trouble for not talking with the customer. So it sounds like Target is trying to get something like that, but that is a good thing. But it is weird, as there's been a turnover, especially since COVID, where so many people don't want to be talked to. And in all honesty, I'm one of those people. I don't need you to ask me if I can help find anything. I know my stores. I know grocery stores especially. I know where everything is. I don't need any help. They don't know that, though. They're doing their job. So I'm just like, nope, thank you. Move on, whatever. I don't need the chit-chat. But There's a lot of old people that I think prefer that. And I've had a lot of times where I've sat there in the aisle, and I'm not going to ask for help from somebody there, but I've been sitting in the aisle and I'm looking back and forth. Now, if I was a kid and I was that employee, I would have said, hey, can I help you find something? Find everything you need. Most of these people don't put 2 and 2 together at these grocery stores.
You know what it
anymore.
is? They're not well trained and they're scared. They're scared to even make eye contact because it's like if they ask me, I'm not going to know where A, B, and C are located.
And, it's crazy in the grocery industry. I see so many people, like, it's wild to think. So when I became a frozen food dairy manager at like 18 years old, 17-year-old, 16 assistant manager, every single day I had to wear a nice white shirt or baby blue shirt, button-up shirt, tie, dress pants, dress shoes. And I'm sitting there getting carts, I'm filling stuff, getting ice cream, all that. Like, I am way overdressed for what I should be doing. But that's how it was. Nowadays, people wear whatever they want. Now, when I was a manager at the Nabisco Corporation, a fine corporation once upon a time, we had to wear that kind of same stuff. Sales reps wore ties. How many years did I get up and wear a tie every single day to work? And that's what you did. And it showed that you cared about your job. You represented your company and stuff. Nowadays, I see Nabisco people out there in t-shirts, tennis shoes, and shorts. And I have like a meltdown right in the aisle. I haven't been a manager there in like 12 years or whatever it's been. But that's what they can get, and people don't want to dress up. And I hear it, there's got to be change, and you got to ebb and flow. But to think that you should be a customer position dealing with customers in shorts, shoes, sometimes flip-flops probably, and then having earbuds in, like, it's ridiculous.
Everybody has the earbuds.
The earbud, and you even will dabble in an earbud in one ear, in one ear. You shouldn't have them in any ears because guess what? If you're pulling pallets, you're working, you're not concentrating to your surroundings and you're going to knock something over. You're going to hit somebody. You're going to hurt someone. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it a million times. I got stories for days and you'll hear them between now and episode 100 when we call it quits, Angie. God. But it drives me nuts that like this is like so crazy that it hit like national news that this 10-4, oh my gosh, what are they doing? But some of these, I'm just sounding like the oldest crotchety man today. Yep. But these kids, they got to learn to interact with people. And guess what? If you do a little interaction, you do a little bit of that, you're going to move up in the world. Because I can tell you right now, there's some high-level positions in the grocery industry, especially, that aren't filled. And they could find people. All you got to do is put 2 sentences together. You just got to have a little bit of initiative and you'll go places. Let me tell you, kid, you'll go places. But nobody wants to do it anymore. But I don't think there's anything wrong with waving, greeting somebody. I think it's fine. Now, I could go on for days. There's millions of studies out there, and I'm just going to pick on the Hispanics, Angie. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick on the Hispanic people. But historically, Hispanic consumers, Hispanic shoppers, they do not like to talk to people at grocery stores. So grocery stores that are overly friendly, a lot of time Hispanics will not go to those stores because they do not want to be talked to, because they feel uncomfortable. If they're not bilingual, they can't talk. And the Hispanic consumer, here's another little peek under the tent. They buy off the perimeter. That's where they buy. They don't go up and down aisles because historically, once again, it's like it all comes down to demographics and stereotypes. But a lot of times, as we know, stereotypes are true. Hispanic consumers buy a lot of produce, fruits and vegetables, things like that. They buy a lot of meat. You're talking perimeter departments. That's what they're doing. They're getting their cheeses, their milks, and stuff like that. They're not getting the stuff in the center store. So when they're trying to find cookies, cakes, things like that, they don't know where to go. They will not ask. So if you go to a grocery store and you're looking for cookies and crackers and cakes and stuff like that of the Hispanic variety, 9 times out of 10, you're going to find those on the perimeter in a grocery store because the consumer, Hispanic in this instance, doesn't want to go up and down. And they don't want to be talked to. So the chain I worked at as a kid does not have as many Hispanic customers as they probably could because they're overly friendly to the consumer, where the Hispanic consumer will go to Walmart because they're not as friendly. They don't talk to them and stuff. And obviously Price sells cars for all demographics, and Walmart usually the cheapest, as we do know for most times. But it's a wild thing, this 10-4 thing. You got any thoughts on this at all from your aspects?
Well, I feel like most people that shop at Target are like between like 30 and 50 and don't really need a lot of help. So I think they're not going to like it. Or they'll be like friendly about it, but I don't think it's like needed as much as it would be in other stores.
And I can tell you from a guy that was a sacker and a checker and done all that stuff, you could spot a mile away somebody that could use some assistance or might be looking like as a man of my age, 87 or whatever, I walk into one of these grocery stores, I'm determined. I know what I'm doing. I'm walking with a cadence. I'm walking with determination. I think most people see me, he knows what he's doing. He's beelining, he's going right for it. I'm not meandering through the store. You get some guy that's looking at a list and looking up at the...
that can make
you
it
know
out.
that guy probably needs some help.
Rubbernecking or whatever.
Hey, I saw you looking up there. Is help find something? I mean, that's where it goes. So it's...
Plus, Target, everybody uses the app. So, like...
Not everybody, not me.
A lot
not
of
me.
people.
I'm
A lot.
doing that app.
You have your payment all linked through there. So, it's like you can look. If you find your item, it tells you exactly where it's at.
I mean, it's a good base here, the 10 to 4, but I think if you're smart and you're hip to it out there, you know the customers that need help, and you should be overly friendly all the time. And I tell you, it's lacking all over the place, the friendliness
Definitely
factor.
the saying hi thing is like, because
Yeah.
no one greets you.
Yeah.
That's like probably the worst.
Yeah.
Well, Walmart's the same way. No one really greets you at Walmart.
And for some reason, this kind of relates, kind of doesn't. I remember when I was like 14 years old, I was a sacker at a grocery store, and I'm sacking away. And little did I know is I was sacking for one of the head VPs of the grocery store I worked for. But I'm 14 years old. You think I know who the top of the house is of these grocery stores? No, I'm 14 years old. I'm making $4.75 an hour just sacking. And, you know, I'm enthusiastic. I was always pretty good. And little did I know is this vice president, he asked me, I don't know who he is. This is some old man to me. And I'm nice to everybody. And he's like, and this is during the holidays, this time of year. Have you heard this story?
No.
And he goes, hey, Kyle, you know, you have your name tag and all that stuff. And you go, hey, Kyle, how's it going today? I'm like, oh, good. He goes, is it pretty busy today? And we had 22 registers back then. Every single register open, a sacker on every single register. And then you had somebody taking carts out to drive up where people would load their car. So it was obviously busy. It was a Saturday because I'm 14. You can only work at Saturday and Sundays back then. And I'm like, yeah, it's busy. I mean, it's almost too busy, you know. That's what I told him. Because we had people call in sick. And so we were shorthanded, but it's almost too busy. And shame on this VP as somebody that's moved up the chain. And I don't know if I'm in his same role, but close enough to be dangerous, I would say. I would never go to that store director that I worked for and rat me out and say, you need to look at this kid here, this 14-year-old kid. And let's be honest, Angie, you've seen pictures of me when I was 14. I looked like I was 10 when I was 14. I looked like I was 8 years old. I was little. I didn't grow until my freshman year of college is when I started growing taller and packing the muscle on. I was just a skinny little guy back then. And they came and pulled me aside. One of our managers of the store said, I heard you told, I almost said his name, but he died just recently. He just died. So I don't know if he ever thought about this story as well, but before he left.
Before lights out, he was,
Before
he
lights
was
out,
like,
I should have been nice. I should have been nice to that little 14-year-old kid. But the manager grabbed me aside. You know who that was? That's the vice president. You said we're almost too busy. A grocery store could never be too busy. We're here to make money and all this. And I'm like, what? I was like, I didn't know. I said, I was just saying we had 4 people calling sick today, so we were running around. He's like, you just got to be knowing who you're talking to. And I'm just like, even then at 14, I'm like, how am I going to know all the senior leaders for this chain? I just started here like 2 months ago. I'm 14 years old. I'm in like 8th grade. Oh my God. God, and that's been in my craw forever. And I've told that story a bunch of times to younger workers. And I've even told it to heads of that grocery chain all these years later, how I was very offended as an employee once upon a time when this happened to me. But I don't know. Get me on my soapbox right there. I don't know. Grinding my gears. And then you know what? This guy wants... I won't say. I better not say. There might have been affairs involved and some shenanigans and like, okay, you're doing all this stuff, some insider trading, all this kind of stuff, and young Kyle is just saying it's too busy and I'm the bad guy?
Oh
and this
God.
guy was...
You can't.
This guy should have been in jail.
Don't ever tell Kyle he does anything wrong. I'll cover your throat.
Well, if this is like, come on. And then this guy was doing these shenanigans, you know, possibly cheating on his wife, maybe some other things, maybe with somebody else that worked in a store, and maybe affecting some business and shenanigans that ended up haunting me about 15 years later. I had to pick up the pieces of some of these decisions. It's a long storied affair. And wait till my book comes out. Wait till my book comes out. And I'll tell you all about all my affairs, too, along the way. But there it is. I think we've said enough about this, haven't we? Oh, my goodness. I'm fired up here today. I'm fired up today, Angie. I've just had enough. I've had enough with life. I've had enough with it all. I'm just fired up. I'm a crotchety, cancer-ridden old man is what I am, Angie. That's what I am. But there it is. That's story time for Kyle. Tales from Retail, whatever you want to call it. But now we got something a little different, Angie. It's Album of the Week, Tour of the Week. All right, Angela, it's time for the album tour of the week. That's what we're going to talk. Very formal. Very formal. That's what we do from time to time. We spice it up a little bit. But Angie, this week's album of the week, we're going to talk tours of the week because I don't know about you guys and gals, and I don't know about you either, but so many tours announced this week. We got some issues over there. You want to show everybody?
I'm good.
You want to show anybody? We'll blur it out, sure. But this week, if you're like me, a ton of bands announcing concerts. And you're probably like, well, why are they all announcing it this time? Well, trying to get gifts for Christmas, people to buy those tickets. And whoever puts the tickets on sale first is hope to get your money. Because they know most people, they only have so much concert money a year. I better announce before everybody else does. And that's what they're doing.
We go to all the concerts.
Next year, we're dialing back the K-pop, and we're getting back on the heavy metal train. I can tell you that much right now, Angie. But a ton of tours announced this week. I'm going to talk about some of the ones I want to go to next year. And you can say which ones you're going to go to, and I think I know the answers here, but we'll see what happens. But one follow-up, I think last week, Angie, we talked about we were supposed to go see Cheap Trick.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they canceled. They rescheduled for January's. Most know Cheap Trick, one of my favorite bands. Another Midwest hard-working band. I just see myself a lot in Rick Nielsen. Maybe it's the Swedish factor between us. I don't know, but they canceled the show. Well, it finally came out this week why they canceled that show is they were at the Kennedy Center Honors. They were honoring Kiss at that thing, and they performed Rock and Roll All Night. Party every day, Angie. I try to live my life by that as well. But they did perform that, and that is, I think, going to be on CBS on like the 23rd of December. So look forward to that. But they pulled out to go do that. Makes a lot of sense. So we'll see them in January. But we're adding that one to the list. But then since we last recorded, here's everything that's been announced. So we got, first off,
definitely be going to that one.
To Cheap Trick, yep, because it's right down the road. It's like 20 minutes away. That'll be an easy one. It's an easy one. Maybe the kids will even be there. We'll see. But then we got Daniel Tosh coming in March, and we just saw him about a year ago. It's a new set. It's all that kind of stuff. And I like comedy. I like comedians, and I've always liked Daniel Tosh a lot. So he's playing at my alma mater, so I got to go back there. And, of course, I like to, when we go back there, my statue that they built out there, I like to try to clean that off because sometimes the birds get on there. So going to my alma mater, which has been in the news a lot this week. Of course, our football coach did go to Penn State. More on that one day, never on the channel, but more you know.
I'll go to that one.
So Tosh, and we already got tickets, so you're definitely going.
Got two.
That's like a Wednesday night. So, and you don't work.
Perfect. I don't work on Thursday.
Yep. So you're going to go to that. Now, unfortunately,
I might even have a drink.
Oh boy, you get
wild.
You guys wouldn't even believe you get a few drinks in Angie, and one of these days maybe we'll tell some of those stories from that same time. Me too, though. I got in trouble.
Handstand. You never know what I'll be doing.
Oh man, making out with chicks and going behind the bar. I'm like, what is going on here? I might even get a bar stool and throw it off of the deck out into the parking lot.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's wild. You might get thrown out of some bars or two. And, it's just a wild time. But more on that another time. But unfortunately or fortunately, depending how you look at it, I got those tickets to Daniel Tosh, and exactly a week later, Bob Dylan announced a concert here. But I look at it, it's the exact same day as Daniel Tosh.
Oh god.
So Bob Dylan I won't be able to go to, unfortunately. And Bob, very expensive tickets these days. But he is playing in, I want to say, South Dakota and maybe Madison, Wisconsin. So depending on my work schedule, I might be able to just check out one of those shows. Instead of just hanging in my hotel, I'll go see Bob Dylan. So we'll see. Now, I've seen Bob Dylan 28 times over the years, so I'm a big Dylan guy. I'm a big Dylan guy. My dad and I used to go to a lot of Dylan shows.
Me zero.
So you're missing out on that. Well, and then we saw another one about 3 hours away, and I believe it's a Sunday night, which isn't the best night to go. It is Creator and Carcass. You want to see Creator and Carcass at all? Thrash metal, death metal? People are lie. I love a little Creator. Creator's one of my favorite Teutonic thrash bands of all time. Carcass is really good. You've seen Carcass before. You don't remember it, but I enjoy both those bands. I don't know, though. Sunday night's a tough night to swing a concert, especially driving 3 hours or so. So we'll see. I got that on the to-do list. We've already talked about this. Rush next summer. I really wanted to go up to Detroit, see Jeff George, hang out with that, go to the show up there, but it's when the first day of school, so we can't go up there for that. So we're going to have to go back to the original plan, see one of the nights in Chicago for Rush. Are you going to go to Rush?
Yep.
So we're going to try to figure that Rush thing out there. So more on that. That's around San Diego Comic-Con time frame. As of right now, I don't think I'm going to go to San Diego Comic-Con. We'll see. We'll see what happens, though. We'll see what happens. I'd like to go to something else next year. So maybe the PowerCon thing, or maybe Joe Lanta, or one of these other ones, maybe. Or maybe I'll just go to the local toy show at the mall. Maybe I'll just go to that. We'll see. But then this week, another one. Speaking of Canadian trios, Triumph. They're going to lay it on the line. They're going to be a rock and roll machine. They are coming to Kansas City, and I believe it's on a Saturday night. So I got to go see Triumph. This is the first time they performed in 30 years. Now, 30 years ago, I didn't even know what Triumph was. So I would really like to go to Triumph. I think you would like Triumph. If you like Rush, you would like Triumph. I mean, a little bit different. A little bit more hard rock in the Aerosmith variety Triumph. We're more proggy on the Rush side. But Triumph would be great. I figure we go down there on a Saturday night. We get a hotel. I take you out to dinner somewhere. Maybe wine and dine you and something else maybe along the way. just have a good time with you down there, maybe. Kansas City on a Saturday night. Or we bring the kids and they can hang out in the hotel.
Forget about the wine and then the
they can just hang out in the hotel and do their thing. I don't know. We'll see where it goes from there. But I got to see Triumph. They are also, I should say, they're playing us like the Saturday before, the Saturday after, I think, in Chicago, Friday or Saturday. So Elle, of all people, wants to go see the dinosaur museums there. So maybe we do that. We go to Triumph. We go to the museum on Saturday. More to come. We can do
that when we do Rush, too.
More to come. And we could do that when we see Rush, too. So we got options here. Emma and Elle, they need to see these dinosaurs. There's big Spinosaurus fans around this house, let me tell you. So we got that. And then we got Clutch. We got 2 chances to see Clutch with Corrosion of Conformity, our good friend Pepper. We talked about them on the channel. You can see the girl from the Motorhead cruise. The old motorboat. Oh, Angie, you love a good motorboat.
I might be motorboating.
We'll see. But I'd like to see that. I think that is a Saturday, Sunday between Kansas City and like Sioux City. So got to see Clutch, one of my favorite bands. You're not too into that one? Maybe.
That's a maybe for me.
Maybe. And then we're Cheap Trick's playing about 20 minutes away. Amon Amarth is in town. Do you want to go see some Viking metal?
I don't know what that is.
They're going to get everybody, and they always do it. At least I've seen them like 8 times, but they always do the row your boat thing where everybody gets on the ground and they make you pretend like you're doing the oars. Row, and it's really annoying because I don't want to get down on the floor. Have we talked about this before?
You can't get up.
Yeah, I don't want to get down on the ground and row, but then you can't be the one guy in a sea of people just standing there by yourself. It's just they put you in a terrible position. I hate it when they do that.
Good time to take a bathroom break.
Yeah, so we got that. We also got Angie. I don't really want to see this one. I've never really been a fan of this one, but good friend of the channel, Jeff George, played guitar for this guy once upon a time. It is our good friend, old Flash Gordon, Tom Gordon out there. This is his favorite performer of all time, and he is coming to the State Fair next year. Did you hear about this one? Rod Stewart. I'm not a big fan of Rod Stewart, though. Are you a Rod Stewart guy? No, you got it.
Gal.
Yeah.
I'm a gal.
Yeah, there you go, gal. Let me check. No. So Rod Stewart's coming. We'll see about that one, but that's pretty low on the list for me. But it is nice to go to the fair and see at least one show. And there's like 10 performers. They've only announced 2 so far. What was the other one? Lainey Wilson. I don't know who that is, though. I don't know who that is. Country, okay. And then last but certainly not least, probably the best show I saw this year. They are coming to Omaha, Nebraska. I do have some business over there in Omaha, and I think I could time it with a meeting over there at the same time, but it is Emil and the Sniffers. So I definitely want to go see that. And it's like a Tuesday night. I could go over there, meet with the vice president, have a meeting the next day, go out to dinner with that VP as well. So I might make a little trip out of that one there.
Go sniff Amy.
Maybe. So there's a lot of tour stuff, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more. And you like just the
K-pop, you never know.
Yeah, you like just the tip every once in a while. It's a fun game, but I don't know if we'll see any K-pop next year. Will we?
Maybe one.
Nah.
Maybe one.
Nah, we saw 4 this year. That was enough. But any concerts in your lineup? Anything you've seen yet that you're waiting for? Taylor Swift, Britney Spears.
Oh, we will go to one day of Hinterland.
There you go. So you're gonna. So who are you gonna go see?
Cat's Eye, which is kind of a K-pop band.
Well, there you go. So you get
and then
K-pop.
Babadoobie, which the girls also.
Baba Doobie's gonna be here. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. Well, there it is, Angie. That is a little tour synopsis of what's coming. Got to get the finances in order. Got to figure this one out. More to come in the future, and probably a review or 2 along the way. But that's it, Angie. It's time for a few final thoughts. All right, Angie, it's time for some final thoughts, and we got a lot of questions of the week this week. And as usual, if you want to be the question of the week, stick it in the comments down below or send it to the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com and Angie will get on that answer right away. But this week, if you put one in the comments or send us, you can get in for that giveaway. So we will announce that winner. So get your question in. Could be about whatever. We might even do a full-on Q&A episode. Maybe film it ahead of time because she's going on vacation with her sisters and her mom. So maybe we can do it ahead of time for that. But we got the first question here, Angie. It comes from T Long. Do you want to read it or me?
Weird question. What kind of shampoo do you use? We've got similar hair links. Your hair looks great while mine is Frizz City. Haha. Appreciate any pointers.
So this is to me, not you.
Okay.
So apparently I am the one with the beautiful hair between the two of us there.
But I know why his hair is frizzing now.
But that's why I told T Long, I said, you're going to need to watch the podcast next week because I'm going to have some help with this one. So Angie, you know the answer to this. What do I got going on?
Well, he has texture in his hair, and so do you. So when you brush your hair, and if you brush your hair and it gets really poofy, then you actually have like a wave to your hair or curly hair.
Okay. So you're saying me and T Long have similar hair.
So he needs, probably isn't conditioning enough, first step, but he also needs to make sure he's detangling really good, and then he needs a product after he gets out of the shower while it's still wet.
I don't
like
put
a frizz cream.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not helping him here because he's asking what shampoo and conditioner you should use.
We use Dove Intensive Repair.
Dove Intensive Repair, and they should be a sponsor of this channel is what they should be. But I have always been whatever Angie puts in there for me in shampoo conditioner, that's what I use. And it hasn't been a while, but Angie will go to like one of these salons, a Bull in the China shop once again, and she'll say, I need this $50 thing of shampoo, this $40 thing of conditioner. She'll use it once at home. This isn't for me, and then gives it to me. So that's what happens to me all the time, or it used to. You haven't done that in a while, but Kyle's like, I'll try it if I like it. If I don't, I'll just give it to Kyle, and he can use it up.
Dove's the best. And it's cheap.
You know, Dove's full of love.
Dove's full of love.
There you go. So there's that question. All right, next question. I'll take this one. It's a wordy one. You know me, I'm a wordsmith, Angie. This one comes from Josh Clinton, 31682. My son is also in 5th grade and last year of elementary school, so feeling the last times for all parties and performances. Was he in this? Was he the kid that was getting in trouble? Probably not. And also the first year where we can see that you might not believe as much in Santa in the past, but still keeping the magic alive, and in our hearts, Santa will never end. And yeah, I wish Emma would have had this as her final year, but I think she was a couple years ago. But it does say question of the week. Now that Detolfs have been dead for 2 years now, have you found a decent replacement or some other case from IKEA? I know you said you have enough to move around and keep them all going, but wondering if you have explored any other options that look similar or just as good. So, good friend of the channel, David C. Anderson, sold off a bunch of his Detolfs, and I didn't really need them, but I said, I think I could squeak 2 more in. So I did do that. One is actually sitting right over here. I need to take care of that while Angie is gone. Get that out of there. But I do have spots, but I don't really have any more room for Detolfs. And if I had to do it all over again, I'd probably go bookshelves because you can get more on a bookshelf than a Detolf. But
it's so dusty.
It's dusty.
Detolfs are nice.
No. So long story short, I am good. But Angie, this is funny because we were sitting on the couch the other day and you were looking at Temu or something like that. And I've seen this case before, and a lot of people say it's a really nice case, but it's like almost like 2 Detolfs together in size, and it has flip-up glass on the front on all of them, or I think it has door.
Like a plexi type.
Yeah, I don't think it's traditional glass, but it is, and it has lights in each shelf there, and it's reasonably priced, and you have to put it together. I do know that part there. But it's not that big of a deal, I don't think, to put those together. Maybe it is, maybe not.
It doesn't even look like you maybe would screw it together. It kind of just like pops up, like a pop-up system.
So it looks like it'd be okay and fairly easy to do. But that was what we were looking at. It was on sale for like $100 or something. So you were like, we should get a couple of these. And I said, where are we going to put them? We're basically out of room at this point here. So not sure, but I think that's one to go. I know there's some other ones at IKEA that are similar to Detolf, but to me, I don't really like to mix and match weird, different things. So I don't know. It's tough. But to me, I think if you're
stuck... We already got enough going on. We don't need to...
And if you're stuck on Detolfs, you know, Facebook Marketplace, stuff like that, especially if you live in a town that has an IKEA, we're not fortunate enough for that, but they do show up fairly often here. But if you live in a town that has an IKEA, you could probably get them used. So that's what I would do. But that's my answer there. Angie, here's one for you, I think, maybe. God. Here's another one. So this comes from Derek Pedrozo. It says, Rolling Stones, Angie, oh, your kisses still taste sweet. Angie, you can't say we never tried.
Oh, God, what song is this from?
The Rolling Stones song, Angie.
Oh.
You know that one?
Yeah, I've heard it.
I don't really know that song, but It says, Kyle, you're a good host. Funny with clever wit. Where is this studio in the house basement? Just wondering. We have our own studio we rent each and every week. It's off complex. We rent it. It might be in an undisclosed location inside of our house, but there might be some changes coming in January, Angie. I haven't told you about this yet but there might be more to that in the future. We'll see. But it may or may not be in our house in a certain area, but it is not in the basement.
It's not.
It's not in the basement. It's in Angie's bathroom is where it is. So there's Derek Pedroso.
In there. We should have used the bathroom.
We should have. All right, we got another one, Angie. Hoosier Adventures 9603. I wonder if he's from Indiana. Could be. Question of the week. I recently started collecting vintage action figures and was wondering if there are any reliable price guides out there. It would be nice to know if I'm getting a deal out there or just overpaying. Thanks, Haven. Haven is his name there. So Haven, the great thing, good thing, and also the bad thing is the greatest price guide for really anything in the world at this point is eBay, and you go to sold listings. So don't just go to a listing because it's not sold, but if you go to sold completed listings on eBay, it's like one of the search functions. That gives you the real deal market price of something because that is your best guide, because no action figure guide, and heck, even like card guides like Beckett back in the day, they can't print fast enough to keep up with the current prices on stuff because things fluctuate. In eBay, you can check every single day. There's auctions ending every single minute. So whenever I'm looking at a price for something, I go to eBay completed, I look and I get a ballpark window. You'll look at the last like 5 or 10 that have sold. You can get a pretty good justification if you're going to get a deal, you're getting ripped off or whatever.
You always say that to me whenever I send you something.
All the time.
Did you look through there?
Did you look at eBay? Did you look? I always say, let's get the best deal you possibly can. Let's get through there. Oh, that's my story. And now, Angie, we got one more question.
Oh my goodness.
Can you read all this one?
No, I can't eat. The prints so tiny.
This one comes from Gary Rickelman, a day one follower of the channel here. He's got quite the recap here. I won't read all this just because it's going to really take 5 minutes, but he talks about as a kid finding out from last week's episode about Santa. And basically what happened was his mom was very sick and she gave up the fight on Santa and let him know because he did find a little Nintendo action in the closet. But apparently his parents felt so bad about it, they gave him extra presents that year. So, man, kudos to you. I wish my parents would have done that to me, stepped up for me there. But he did attach a picture of his dad trying to put together a G.I. Joe vehicle, which I think is like a lot of G.I. Joe dads or toy dads in the 80s. And I would love to have my dad back on the channel, but I do have a video on YouTube that explains the greatest Christmas present of all time. And I have my dad, and he told the story. That is worth checking out every Christmas. I'll post it on my social medias once again. But he does say here in the question, was there a toy you brought your daughters for Christmas that you or Angie struggled to put together and just gave up on? And my dad in the aircraft carrier, he gave up the fight and put a note on there that says Santa had to get to more houses. You and your dad can finish building the rest of this later because that aircraft carrier took forever. But did we have anything we struggled to put together at night?
There had to have been something we built. I mean, they had so many little
there might have been a dollhouse.
Oh, what was that little doctor that was on Dr.
McStuffins?
McStuffins.
Doc McStuffins.
We put a whole thing, just tables like that where we had to build them.
Those kitchen activity tables and stuff. And we might have had a Barbie house, like a mini house. And
but I would never wait till the last minute. And we would always pre-build that stuff and then just put a big bow on it instead of leaving it in the box and then having
I don't think we had any sweaty nights trying to put it together. I don't think anything. We did a Power Wheels Jeep one time. Didn't have problems with that either, I don't think.
We did get a big inflatable bouncy house one year, and we let them just set it up in the living room. So we inflated it in the living room and let them go.
I remember that as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, nothing too wild on that one there. So,
I can't think of anything.
So there you go. But Angie, we're going to have a lot of questions here as we round out 2025. If you want to be a part of the giveaway, as we said, put a question in the comments. Could be about anything. We'll answer all the questions, so we'll see what it is. Or send it to our email at thekylepetersonshow@gmail.com, and I will pick a winner out of those comments to win this AEW one. And I got some more AEW figures I will give away on probably Toy News weekly purchases, so be checking that. Check out the Patreon for tons of stuff going on right now. There is so much going on. It'll make your head spin in the action figures. We celebrate the best of 2025 in the action figure department. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube. Follow me on social media, SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and the Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com. Angie, where can they follow you?
I don't know. I was just thinking, I know I'm in your top 5.
Top 5, that's a MySpace thing, isn't it? You don't even follow me on social medias. It hurts my heart. Hurts my heart. But Angie, I got a question for you, though.
Okay.
So what did we learn today?
Oh my God.
What did we learn today?
So much Santa.
Okay. What else did we do?
So many concerts.
So many.
So many concerts. You're covering your notes. You're not letting me cheat.
Yeah. What else did we talk about? Testing Angie's short-term memory.
How you got in trouble because you said it was too busy at work.
I didn't even talk about in this episode. Maybe we'll save it for another one. The early signs of dementia, and I had like all 10 of them. Oh, anyways. But what else? I got in trouble at work. What else happened? Did you try any new foods?
I tried some candy.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is where things get quiet and very awkward at the end of this thing. Where Angie
You
tries
don't like Stanley's.
Don't like Stanley. Angie tries to finish it off. She works hard to finish it off every time.
What'd I miss?
There's a lot of stuff you miss.
Your cancer.
Oh,
God, I didn't want to bring it up.
Haircuts, giveaways.
You didn't give me any tip. It was rude.
And no tip. Well, just the tip. Just the tip. And that's it, Angie. I think that's all we got until next time, I think.
Okay.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, Angie, as usual, this is where you shine. You tell everybody goodbye in your own special way and make it good. Angie, tell everybody goodbye.
I'm going to be your favorite. It's your favorite. I'll be like this. Goodbye.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?